I'm sure a lot of you have already heard about the Asbury Revival. It's going on right now in Wilmore, Kentucky. It's a small college in the town of Wilmore that they've been seeing amazing things. And, glory to God, I'm so happy that this is happening right now. But unfortunately, at the same time, there are some who are trying to discredit this revival, who are trying to discount this revival from being a real or authentic or, being somehow produced by man. And, I really want to speak to anyone who has any doubts about this revival and whether or not if it's true or not. And the way I want to do that today is by sharing with you a prophecy that the Lord gave me about the Superbowl and about revival. If you've already seen the video, if not, I do have a few videos that I've posted about this specific topic. I'll post the link below. But briefly, let me just share exactly, from the beginning, what exactly happened, and I'll walk you through. But me and my friend were leaving a conference. We were driving home, and we were just having a brief conversation, and I asked him, what are you going to do when you get home? And since he loved football, he told me, I'm going to go home and watch football. It was the first week of the NFL playoffs. And as he said that, I began to be flooded with memories of a dream that I had several months ago, a dream that I thought had no importance. But as the conversation continued, I sensed a certain level of weight, a certain level of importance on that dream. And I'll tell you my dream. In the dream, I seen a red team and a blue team, and they were playing football in a stadium. And also when I was in the car, I'm not sure if this was in the dream, but I seen the image of a helmet that looked like the Arizona Cardinals. I know what that logo looks like, and I'm 100% sure that's exactly what I seen. All these details weren't really lining up with me at that moment. But as we began to conversate and that conversation progressed, I began to have a sense and a knowing that these teams were playing in the Super Bowl. And I told him the Kansas City Chiefs will win the Super Bowl, and they will win by 3 points. Now, if you haven't heard, the Super Bowl was played this week, and it was played inside of the stadium of the Arizona Cardinals. And the teams that played were the Kansas City Chiefs, being the red team in my dream, and the Philadelphia Eagles, being the blue team in my dream. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles do not wear blue, but they wear a shade of green that's very dark, that it is considered to be more on the blue spectrum than it is the green spectrum. So that's why I think I had a little trouble deciphering that part of the dream. I did share publicly that the Chiefs would win the Super Bowl, and that is exactly what they did. They came in as an underdog and they won the Super Bowl. But not only did they win, they won by exactly 3 points. Now, why am I saying this? I'm not saying this to try to, boast about, my prophetic ability, which, by the way, I have nothing without Jesus. I am nothing without Jesus. So I give all the glory and all the credit to God. The reason why I'm sharing this with you is because it's connected to the Asbury Revival. After I had that conversation with my friend in the car, I just left with an impression that this really meant something and that God was speaking to us. And as the days went on, the Lord said to me, I want you to search the prophecy about the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And thanks to Sean Bowles, who preserved Bob Jones' prophecy. There was a prophecy that a man of God by the name of Bob Jones had been releasing for many years, that when the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl, revival would break out. And the Chiefs won the Super Bowl 2 years ago, but I was sensing the Lord telling me, it's for this year. It's for this year. So since I sensed the Lord saying that through me, I openly and publicly shared it on YouTube, that I shared my dream, and I shared that I believe that my dream is saying that the Kansas City Chiefs will win the Super Bowl and that revival will break out after. Last week began the Asbury Revival, and it hasn't stopped ever since. I want my prophecy and my dream to serve as a testimony to everyone who is trying to discredit or discount this revival. Why would God share with me such a specific, detailed prophecy? Well, one of the reasons I believe he did is because he knew there were going to be naysayers. He knew there were going to be scoffers. He knew there were going to be people trying to bring down this revival. And I'm here to say that this is a genuine move of God. This is an authentic move of God. It is not being conjured up by man, but it is being produced by God. So I say this as a warning and a rebuke. I stand in my office as a prophet, and I say that this is a warning and a rebuke to anyone who is trying to hinder this move of God. The book of Jude talks about that. People scoff at everything they don't understand. They slander at everything they don't understand. You know, if you don't understand it, just wait on the Lord and he will reveal it to you. Now, I'm not talking about people who are simply asking questions. I'm more so talking about anyone who is trying to hinder this specific move of God. This is a genuine move of God. You know, I believe there's no reason for the Lord to reveal things to his people if it's not with a purpose. And the scriptures say that he doeth nothing without revealing it to his servants, the prophets. That's what the scriptures say. He has revealed it unto several people already before it even had happened. And I know that this is a genuine move of God. So people in Asbury, people who are believing this revival, be encouraged because God is in it. And I believe that this revival will not stay in Wilmore. It will continue to grow and expand, and that people are going to catch the fire. But I believe that we as the people of God need to move. We need to make an effort to catch the fire. And right now, I know that there are people who are even starting, you know, their revivals in other towns. So I believe that's already coming to pass. But this is a specific word from the Lord that he told me that this will not stay in Wilmore. It will spread. So be encouraged, brothers and sisters, that the Lord's return is very soon. I have much more to say, and I have more to say about this topic. I try to share as often as possible, but because, you know, I'm focusing not only on trying to grow my ministry. This is a new ministry. The Lord revealed to me to go into ministry. He spoke to me in the beginning of the year and said, go into full-time ministry. So right now I'm in a transition from leaving things that I was very involved in. And, you know, I still have to focus as well on providing for my number one ministry, which is my family. I have a wife and two little ones, which, you know, they bring me so much joy, and I would love to make more videos for you guys. So I really ask you guys to support. I have links below where you guys can support, but also support by your prayers. They mean a lot to me. Support by liking and sharing. We need all the help we can get. And I want to bring content to you guys because I believe that there are many believers who have experienced things that maybe no one will ever hear. So I would love to bring those people here and share with you their experiences. I would love to teach you more about the prophetic. I would love to share more words of prophecies and revelations that the Lord has given me. But I'm in this battle right now as I'm in this transition. And I ask all of you guys to support wherever you can. But most importantly, your prayers mean so much to me. So thank you so much. I will see you guys soon. God bless you. Now, before you go, I want to leave you with one of my favorite testimonies that I've seen from this revival.
We've been crying out for revival in our city. We've been learning about revival, but I've never seen it. I didn't even know it was real. I'm just sitting in class and they're telling us all these stories on college campuses and then going across the nation. And we're like, when is this going to happen? And then they lock you in a prayer room and you're just like, hey, you got to ask for it. And we're just sitting there like, God, I'm asking, what does it look like? And then all of a sudden, my friend Jaden says, dude, if Jesus just localized himself and just sat his throne in a room, how could we not drive 6.5 hours to go see it? And we get here, and it was like we get here at like 6 a.m. and it's completely silent. And I'm like, well, is this revival, God? And we walk upstairs because we're kind of nervous. We're like kind of shaking already. We didn't get any sleep. Just they're terrible road trip partners. They both fell asleep. I drove most of the way. But besides that, we go upstairs and there's people like sleeping, and we're like, so this is revival, God? No. Cool, this is awesome. And then chapel starts, and immediately we just see people flooding in. And God said, revival isn't hype. It's ordinary people who are hungry. It's ordinary people who are hungry. And he said, Gage, I'm gonna need you to go to the altar. And I'm like, I don't want to go to the altar. And he's like, go to the altar. And I go to the altar and worship starts. And he's like, this is revival, look left. And I look left, and there's this young college woman getting prayed over by an older woman. And he says, look right, and then there's this young guy praying over an older guy. And he says, look behind you, and everyone's just raising their hands. And he said, Gage, this is revival. It isn't hype, it's ordinary people crying out for a move of God in our generation. And I'm here to talk to everybody in this room who is hungry. What an honor it is to be here. Revival's real. It isn't just a story we've heard about. It's come. And it's not just come here today, but it's about to spread out to the nations. It's about to spread out to the United States. And I'm here to talk to every young person in this room. I just gave my life 1.5 years ago to Christ, and it has been the greatest thing I have ever done. I left everything, and I'm here to talk to every young person in this room. Forget the job, forget the girl, forget the guy, forget everything. He's worthy. He's worthy. And I'm here. And I'm just saying, oh, it's such an honor. If you don't feel that joy inside of you, I don't know what's going on. It's real. Amen. I love you guys.